Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today on the table we have PSA's best-selling AK. Let's get this going. All right, folks, as I said, this is PSA's best-selling AK. It's a GF3 from their model lineup. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in on this. Obviously, it's chambered in 7.62 by 39. And yeah, let's go. All right, start at the back here. You have a Polymer OD green, which just all the furniture is OD green, butt stock at the back here. Has a metal butt pad at the back. Not the most comfortable stock in the world. I mean, AKs, they have obviously a little bit of recoil on there. And if you're shooting all day, it's not the most comfortable in my opinion, but obviously functionality works great. You do have a OG sling attachment right there. Now moving down to where it attaches, there's one screw in here. You can take that screw out and change pretty much all the furniture on this. Very simple, just like an AK. So if you buy this, and if you like the furniture, great. But if you decide in the future you want to change it out, very, very easy to do. And it's not super expensive by any means. So tons, you can really customize the furniture to have this aesthetically how you would like. Anyway, that's the stock. Now, moving along, obviously have your dust cover right here with the takedown button. We'll go over that in a second. On this side, you'll notice that we have a side mount right here. So you have to buy a separate attachment to actually put on to your side mount. And then that would basically, it would sit on here and it comes up and it goes over your dust cover, so you can attach a red dot if you want to or something like that. Obviously AKs are known very much for this kind of look, but if you're into red dots, by all means throw one on. Okay, so moving on down, you have another OD green. This is your polymer grip here. It's got some texturing on either side, but not on the front and back. It feels pretty good. It's not as grippy as I would like. I feel like if my hands were wet, it might struggle a little bit to get a good grip on that. It does have a button here, a screw here. So if you want to take this off, again, if you want to change out the furniture, you can if you want. Moving to their enhanced safety. What they've done is on the safety tab right here, they've actually enlarged it with there's a little bit of texturing on here, and it's very easy to manipulate with your finger because that tab sits a little further out, so very easy to manipulate. And they've been doing that for a long time on their AKs, but that's their enhanced safety. I'm a big fan of that. All right, let's go ahead and check out, actually, well, let's talk about the steel receiver. Let's check out the rivets. Rivets all look very good. No problems there. And it is stamped metal receiver. Okay, trigger. That's where we're going to. All right, let's check the trigger out. It's a single stage trigger. There's no kind of a defined wall. It always feels like it's a roll through, if that makes sense. So you got a little bit of take up and then that roll through. The brake feels pretty good. And then you got a little bit of, just do the resets. You got a little bit of let out. Very forceful and tactile, so it pushes your finger out. It's not a bad trigger. I mean, I got up and running just fine. I got pretty quick with that trigger. If you're looking for something a little more precise, a little more refined, I always recommend the ALG AK trigger. They're not very expensive, and it's a big upgrade in my opinion. But again, this one works just fine. Just giving you some options. Okay, so the mag release is a paddle release, and I love paddle releases. I think they're super intuitive. I love them on my SP5 and my SP5K. They're, as I say, they bring your hand up, thumb on it, pop it right out. Very intuitive. I do like paddle mags, paddle mag releases. Okay, so this is the actual mag that came with with this AK. It's PSA's own brand standard capacity magazine. This one is obviously OD green to match the gun. The polymer feels really good, very sturdy, thick, has a little metal tab on the back here. Hasn't let me down, as I say. Overall quality feels pretty good from them, so I'm a bit of a fan so far on those. Okay, underneath the dust cover, there is your bolt carrier, and things like that. So your bolt carrier, and front trunnion are all hammer forged, which is what you want to hear. And again, they've been doing hammer forged parts for a long time at PSA, so it's just better for longevity yeah, and for reliability, etc. So that's what you want to hear. Up the top here, you have your classic 800-yard rear sight. You can go out to, you can adjust to whatever you're at. At 800 yards with iron sights, I may be able to hit the side of a barn, but maybe not. But you know, my eyes are aging. But it is there, and it's nice to have these backup irons built into your gun right off the bat. Moving up a little bit further here, you'll notice that we have a gas tube, and then you have your grip on the bottom here. So again, if you want to change this out, feel free. If you like it, don't. It's not the grippiest material out there. Again, functionality works great. If you like this classic look of these AKs, this is exactly what you want. If your hands are wet, I don't know how this would feel. It does feel a little smooth, so maybe just something to be aware of. On the side here, you have the other OG original sling mount right here to go with your rear one. Now be aware with this one, it is attached to the barrel and everything else up here, and this little sucker will get toasty when you are shooting. If you're shooting a lot, it does get hot. Ask me how I know. So when I grip, you can see there, like, my finger tends to kind of almost rest on that. And when this gun, when I was, it was probably 300 rounds into it and it got really toasty and I put my hand up there, you definitely noticed it. So just something to be aware of. All right, so where do we get to? Okay, gas tube barrel, 16-inch barrel. It is a gas nitride 4150 steel with a 1 9.5 twist. So that is your barrel. Now these guns, just I read on the PSA's website, when they made these guns, they were torture testing them to 10,000 rounds, which I thought was really cool. I mean, and you expect, obviously, gun manufacturers need to obviously test their guns before they put them out in the world. Sick. But yeah, so they torture test these to 10,000 rounds, which is cool. A lot of us that buy these AKs are never going to put 10,000 rounds through them. I mean, a few of you will, I'm sure, but most of us won't. So anyway, all right, moving up to the front. Have your post right here, and I'm not saying it will just last 10,000 rounds. I'm just saying they put 10,000 rounds to them and called, you know, and their torture test are like, okay, we're good. So it will go for more. So front post here, and you have a slant brake right here. Now, I really love AK muzzle devices because they're so freaking easy to take on and off. There's a little detent here that when you push in and you're just going to rotate it, you're going to rotate it the opposite way to what you're used to. Push that detent back in. And then you're just going to, it's obviously threaded, and you just rotate that off, take it off, and screw on whatever brake, flash hider, whatever you want on, and that is essentially changed. How cool is that? So I really love how easy it is to do that. Big fan. All right, take this down. You're going to push in this button just so it sits past the dust cover and pull up. There's your dust cover right there. From there, this is your guide rod and spring. You're going to push on this tab, and you're going to push it that way and up. So push it so it comes out of its seat, and then lift out, pull out. That is your guide rod and spring. From there, push that safety down if it's there, and you're going to pull back on the bolt carrier and the bolt. This is your bolt carrier and bolt. As you can see, it is absolutely mega filthy from shooting. And as I said before, this is all hammer forged parts, which is what you want to hear. So that is that. From there, if you want to go ahead and take off your gas tube, you're going to pull up on this tab, and right here you'll notice that you'll see this part move. Essentially, you're going to get it to goes up and down, and then you can pull off your gas tube. And then once you put it back in, and you just push down on that lever, and it puts this little bar here, and it locks it in place. So if you lift that, watch that bar, and that's when you can take it off, and that's it, locked back together. Okay, let's talk about shooting it. I went through approximately 300 rounds of Bellum 123 grain full metal jacket. This was actually brass. And usually I'll never put brass through an AK. I'm just like, steel's fine. But this was the cheapest stuff I could find. It's amazing how the prices of 7.62 by 39 has gone up over the years. It used to be super cheap, and now you're looking at the same prices as 5.56 or even sometimes more expensive. But anyway, This is what I put through it. It ran just fine, no problems. Shooting, yeah, ran like a champ. As I say, I got up and running pretty quick with that trigger. Things I didn't love it. This wasn't the most comfortable buttstock in the world. And then I kind of toasted my hand on this mount up here, but that's just a me problem. So yeah, no problems whatsoever. Now, so let's talk about this being the best-selling AK by PSA. Part of it's going to be because of the price, right? This GF3, especially if you can pick them up in the blem, which most people say when they get the blem, they can't even find it. They sell for about $649. Which is extremely reasonable in my opinion. You're getting a very solid rifle for that price with a lifetime warranty and all that kind of fun stuff that PSA offers, which is really cool. I have no complaints, as I say, other than those two little things that I didn't love. The furniture is not quite me, but again, that's okay. Again, if I didn't like it, you could always switch it. But again, this is the classic, kind of look, the classic kind of furniture. So, but yeah, that is pretty much it for me. Yeah, if you have any questions, any comments, please let me know down below. Happy to help wherever I can. And that's it. All right, folks, until next time, we'll catch you later.